relationship with Christ is strengthened by everything you see, hear, and read on this website. You are officially welcomed to Pretty Girl Talk. Touch your life. We want this show to touch your life. Now you're energized. It's time for you to connect with people, vision in Christ. You walk that Christian life. We'll lend the mic for you to talk that pretty girl talk. Yeah, you're on the mic with Miss Red. Annyeonghaseyo, and welcome to Pretty Girl Talk Radio. Hello. Well, we have a great show lined up for you guys. I've got a special guest, Jackie Davis. He is the president of PUSH. It's Persevere Until Success Happens at UNT campus. Say hi.
Hello, how y'all doing?
And we got the crew in here. We've got
international, y'all know. That's to all my fans who know me. What's up?
Yeah, man, got fans. Okay.
all right. And then we've got our engineer.
What's up? This T Jones. Good morning, everybody.
All right, well, we've got a dope show lined up for you guys. But first, let's get into some music. We've got Trip Lee representing Dallas with New Dreams.
I was taught that living a good life meant getting everything I could. But I've been shown a brand new picture of the good life. And it's glorious.
Hey, I was raised in that Lone Star State where we go hard, can't do it small at all, cause big things are at stake. My dreams as a buck was to make a large bank. Daddy told me be the best, no one can tell me I can't. Be the best baller, or be the best rapper. Got a little older and went after the laptop. Grind till I shine, trying to climb that ladder. Grab a couple girls cause your boy look dapper. But at a young age, I saw I had it wrong. Full of drive, moving in reverse all alone. Dreams full of pride, heart full of stone. You know I had to redefine what I grind on. Success is dangerous if you don't do it right. He gave us everything for pointing to the right. So toast to the king who gave me some new dreams. Everything for his name, that's how I do things.
Never knew how lost I was till I found out that I couldn't hear his voice. It was drowned out. What he has for me, yeah, it's the good
Wake
life.
I grew up with those Dodgers and those Angels, with wings get mangled and they rock a broken halo. Success is an idol from Hollywood to Dago. No hablo if you don't speak with the pesos. And the $30 sign is too much. More greed, more lust, more taste, more touch. I had an appetite that ate from the devil's pie. With every bite to see what rise, I'm kissing my life goodbye. If I find I have a need this world cannot meet, then I know this life is a place where my hope should not be. I've been chasing those things that are real fake. This is not a real place, this is a dream state. Functional saviors ain't hip, they're a real waste. What's the palace going off of that a manger king? Pain, sorrow, and empty treasures. Spite the creator and deem creation simply better. The world offers a lot of things, but it's really lying. And to the Lord, the good life is really dying. I'm the Lord's possession, so my heart's in the heavens. True religion in my genes, I stopped guessing.
Never knew how lost I was till I found out that I couldn't hear his voice. It was drowned out. Now I see what he has for me. Yeah, it's the good life.
Even the sun goes down, heroes die eventually. Great careers end in the industry. Empires implode, you may go down in history, but everything will go down eventually. Look, yeah, you can stack bread, but you can't stop dead. And there won't be no comfort up for you in that bed. We all get laid out, the games get played out. In a maze headed to the grave and there's no way out. You can't outlast life, it fades out fast. Death is coming for us out, everything gon' pass. So look at it from that angle, dang. My dreams gotta be bigger and greater than that. How is it persecuted martyrs in Asia? We're living out their dreams that angels walking in danger. They dreams were lifting up the heart of the Savior. And living in the way that shows is all that they wait for. When stacking up the cake, but was walking in favor. Living a good life because they brought with the maker. My dreams are different, you know that I've been changed now. The good life is the life that's been laid back. The life that's been laid back.
The good life.
The life that's been laid back.
Yes, the good life. The good life.
Life is the life that's been laid back.
Yes, the good life.
Hi, and welcome back to Pretty Girl Talk. Sorry, we're having too much fun here. Alrighty, well, I want to make sure I plug the show, guys. Make sure you're following us on Twitter at PGT Radio. You can follow me on Instagram at Pretty Girl Talk.
Hashtag PGT.
That's right, that's right. So make sure you guys check us out. We also have our YouTube page up where we have a few videos on there, so you can listen to old shows just by typing in PGT Radio. Well, we've got a good show lined up, but first, let's get into the Weekend Rewind. This is the part of the show where you just kind of rewind what's gone on in your life over the past couple of weeks, even though we say weekend.
And these past couple of weeks have been interesting. A lot of ups and downs besides the radio world. I mean, job, career-wise. So, I mean, I'm praying, staying hopeful, and just keep on believing. That's it. Glad to have good people in my corner.
Well, that's good. And you know what, guys? We all have our ups and our downs. I can definitely tell you. I'll tell you about mine in a minute. But first, let's go over here to Mr. Jackie. What's been going on with you?
Nothing, just working in school and just speaking different functions and just talking about my life and trying to inspire hope in people and, you know, just growing as a person. So, you know, that's really
And
it.
we definitely are going to get into that more. And
definitely.
what about you, T. Jones?
Like him, working.
Everybody's in full grind mode.
Yeah, man. It's like for me, it's almost nonstop. I work 7 days a week because if I'm not doing this, I got a family, and that's work in itself.
Yes.
So I'm never off.
I agree.
That's why
Yes.
football Sundays to me, that's my break right there.
Yes.
Don't we know about football Sunday?
Cowboys Nation.
Well,
Let's
since
go.
you guys didn't have anything super exciting, I did. For once, because normally I have a boring weekend
What
rewind.
happened with you?
Well, my car got towed twice in 72 hours.
That's awesome.
Now, you know what? I couldn't get my car towed twice if I tried. So how did you
Don't
do
ever
that?
try.
It
In
happened.
the
Well, the
same
first-
day?
In 72 hours. The first time.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm about to say same day. That's good. That's actually incredible how you pulled that off.
No, I don't even know. My bank account is still suffering. But but basically, parked in the handicap the first time. The second time, the cops. Just stupid stuff. So, long story short, got through all that stuff. And then at the end of that week, I got a huge promotion at work. And what was crazy about it was not that I got a promotion. It's almost like, okay, and I posted this on my Facebook. I'll try to go through it real quick. About 3 months ago, I actually put a sign on my desk and it said October 1st, 2014. And I told God I wanted increased income. And I was like, just a better opportunity. I left it kind of open, like, God, you do what you want to do, whether it's with this company, another company. I like this company. And there was a position that I really, really wanted to get within the company. But honestly, I'm new to the security industry and never worked in it before. I've just always wanted to be an account manager. I've always wanted to manage my own account, my own corporate account. Well, I just came in every day, worked overtime, just hustled. And I told myself coming into that job, I was going to give 110%, period. I was like, I'm going to have the spirit of excellence. And I wanted to see what would happen if I actually just gave my all. And I did. And it's crazy because I got that promotion, but then on top of that, I actually got offered another promotion. So I had two offers on the table from both vice presidents, one on the install side and one on the support side. And they both were like, okay, now choose.
Wow.
And I almost like really didn't even have to interview because they both already knew when they first posted the position that they wanted to offer it to me.
Wow.
And then on top of that, I was already high off that. So then I come to work that Monday. They offered me that on Friday and they gave me until Monday to decide. So I decide, I get there on Monday and I have a personal email from the CEO of the company. Like, I thought it was like one of those generic things. I'm like, yo, look, you know, the CEO sent me an email. People are like, I ain't never got no email. I've been working here like 5 years. What?
CEO never talked to me.
Like, seriously, like even like managers and like other people are like, he never emailed me before. And it was just kind of like, it was very personal. Like, you know, Brittany, I've heard about you. You've come in a short period of time. You've kind of picked up slack and you've helped out with other people. And we kind of rely on you. So it makes me feel like, you know, we did good by bringing you on our team. Like, it was just, you know, for me, it was just kind of like, you know, we look at life and we say, you know, well, this one ain't doing this for me and this one ain't helping me. But it was just kind of like, it felt good to actually earn something. And I'm
Felt
not
good to be appreciated for a change.
That is so true because you don't really
Recognized.
experience that. So whether I'm there 10 years, another year, whatever, it just felt good to know that I worked for it and they appreciated it. So
that's good.
So that's
congrats.
Thank you.
Congrats.
So I'm happy about that. So that was
see
my
how
weekend
something
reward.
good came out of that bad though.
I know, the little car getting towed. I look at that car now and I'm like, all right, you got tape on you, but guess what? My new car coming.
Right.
So be encouraged, guys. Well, that's going to wrap up the weekend rewind, and we're actually going to get into some news articles. Like, I know I'm probably still the only person that watches The Preachers of LA. Anybody else watch
I do.
Yes!
I'm addicted to it.
Yes!
I have to say I'm addicted to it.
That show's washed up.
Mess, man.
No.
It's
Washed up.
Why do y'all say that?
Because it's just all these reality shows promote negativity to our people,
Really
and that's the overall. If there's no negativity, there's no ratings. You get what I'm
That's
saying?
true.
So when I look at it from now, I don't want my kids looking at that. I don't want them to believe that everything is mess.
You know what? That is true. If there's no negativity,
Then
there's
it
no
doesn't work.
rating. Like, now I'm trying to think of a positive show that has ratings,
and they don't have
I
one.
can't.
I'm gonna give you a good example. Have y'all seen Love and Hip Hop Atlanta?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Y'all remember when Kirk and Rashida?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were like the perfect couple, right?
They
Yep.
should.
Notice
And they were
after
boring.
Notice after like that first season, it got turned up, right?
Yeah.
Because
it
they
did.
told Rashida and them, if y'all don't figure out something, y'all gotta go. And she was saying that off record, like, hey, they were saying we need to create some kind of drama, or so all of a sudden he starts cheating on her. That ain't how he got down. That ain't how he gets down. And all of a sudden he's a cheater and hanging out with Benzino.
Yeah.
It's kind of messed up because you put in your marriage, like people really, they believe that. Some people believe what they see and they think, oh, well, Kirk's a douche. Well, no, it's for ratings. He has to do this to
And that's so
stay relevant.
sad.
Yeah.
It really
So
is.
not to knock the show y'all love, but at the end, does it promote positivity? Nah.
I think I kind of differ on this show only because it kind of gives you a sneak peek into the realistic lives of leadership in the Christian community.
Hold on.
I think the
hold
same
on. Is
thing.
this the show with the gangster preacher?
Yeah.
You're still talking about season 1. We on season 2 now.
Okay. I had to make sure.
Yeah.
All right.
So who's your favorite
I
pastor?
think Dietrich.
I like him too.
Because I think to me, he's real. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
So we do have a real person on there?
I think
Dietrich
he's just
is.
himself. I mean, and
That's cool.
even he kind of like highlights like the judgmental attitudes.
Hopefully Dietrich will make season 3.
Oh, no. Honestly, there's no show without Dietrich.
Oh, okay.
And
So-
I'm going to tell you
then,
why.
well, then that's what I like, though, to see at least one person that has some positivity and try to spread that out.
Yeah.
That's good.
And like what I like about his story too is like, I don't know if the listeners, if you guys hadn't heard of Dietrich Haddon before, you've probably been living under a rock, but he's been in the industry forever. He grew up in church and him and his wife went through a little situation or whatever. We still don't really know what happened with that and who cares. But long story short, he ended up getting another chick pregnant out of wedlock. And he sat down from the church. He was pastoring a big church in Detroit. And he sat down from the church and he said he wilded out. He started drinking. He just started wilding out because the way people reacted to him was just like, they condemned him to hell, just didn't even give him a chance, even when he tried to apologize.
Right.
And at least he came out and shared it with the world. Most
He
people
did.
won't do that. They won't keep it real like that.
He did. And then like a lot of people, like, so even now when he's married to the girl that he got pregnant or whatever, and they have another
Oh,
kid.
so he married the girl that got pregnant?
He did. I mean, he was already divorcing
Oh,
the
okay.
previous wife
Oh,
anyway,
okay.
but they still give him a hard time about that.
Yeah.
And for him, he's just kind of like, man, church, we beating people down. We're not giving them an opportunity to heal. Like, we still looking at their sin and we're not looking at their heart. So I like his character.
Yeah.
I think
it's a thin line when you pass judgment and then hold someone. He was just kind of keeping it real. I mean, he's in a situation that a lot of people are in a situation.
Heck yeah.
He went the unorthodox route. Like,
But he was just kind of keeping it real. I mean,
he
he's in a situation that a lot of people are in a situation.
Heck yeah.
He went the unorthodox route. Like, it's especially in the field that he's in.
Yeah.
but the field he's in,
So-
the field he's in, to me, I see more judgmental people than ever.
and they're
In
more
the church.
sinful, which is
In the
crazy.
church.
Like,
But-
I mean,
more
but what I'm
judgmental
saying is, like, he should have known that before.
Oh, yeah, he knew.
You know,
he should have known, but
like,
here's-
don't act
this
surprised.
guy was
Like,
raised in church.
Yeah.
Like, he was
Yeah.
raised in church.
But
He's
see,
been there his whole
people
life,
act
so
like-
he's gonna make a
People
mistake.
act like when you come from church, you're perfect. You're still human.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
if he would have said something, damned if he does, damned if he don't.
Yep.
It doesn't matter if he does or don't. Just like with the
Sure.
Ray Rice situation. You know what I'm saying? The NFL already knew what had happened. And then they see it visually. Oh, now it's worse. He
Yeah.
told you what he did. What did you
Yeah.
expect to see when you saw the video? His punishment, I don't condone what he did. I don't.
Yeah.
But what I say is this. He should have got his 2 games and been done with it. You punished him once. When
I
you see
agree.
the video, then you say, oh, he told you what happened. What did you expect?
I think
to
they
see?
both should have been punished because she shouldn't have hit him either.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
goes both
that's
ways,
true.
but of course it's always like us as the men, we should know better. But see, out in Texas laws is if a woman hits you, she goes to jail. If you hit her, you go to jail.
I always thought it
They
was
go
whoever
right.
calls the cops first.
Sometimes I think whoever's the most lumped up. You know what I'm talking about?
whoever hits the last one on 911 first.
But you know, that's the thing with Ray Rice, man. I like Ray Rice as a football player. I don't condone what he did. It was wrong. I don't care what she did to him. She didn't deserve that.
Yeah.
Supposedly she spit in his face. My reaction would have been a little different. I might have grabbed you by your shoulder or something. But
Yeah.
I'm not about the open hand. Even though they said he slapped her.
He did.
I don't condone that either, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's just crazy. Like, I actually
didn't
saw
look
her
like a
head
slap.
hit that pole. Yeah, it was like a punch.
It hit the wall, and that made it all the more worse.
It did.
Ugh.
You see what I'm saying?
It
was
was
like,
hard.
boom. So, you know, I still feel like it's called double jeopardy. That you can't punish him twice he's already got his punishment.
Yeah.
So I feel like somebody
true.
else needs to be held accountable because y'all handed that down. Now you're trying to go back and you're stripping this man of his life. And you had two players that were playing that same week.
It's all
for
about
the same
politics.
domestic violence.
Oh, wow.
It's all about politics
yeah.
and making themselves look
Oh, yeah,
right.
definitely.
So,
Yeah.
And I think it's a lot of it is too is how is the world going to react?
Yep.
And you know, and they go based on how everybody's just reacting like, oh my God, something has to happen.
Social
Like,
media makes things
Yeah,
much
just
worse than
worse.
what it used to
Yeah.
be. You take all social media away, and that wouldn't have blown up to what it did.
Mhm.
The NFL reacted off of people's reactions.
That's true.
Yeah.
You're one of the richest organizations in the world. Stand your ground. 2 games, we stand by that. We got it wrong, but that's what it is.
And keep it moving. People will forget when the
they done
Cowboys
took this
play.
man's life, and then it's a domino effect. Okay, so Nike says, well, we're pulling out. Subway, we're pulling out. Wheaties, we're pulling out. It's like this dude made a mistake, and this lady still married him.
Yeah.
A month later, she married him.
Yeah, she still
You know what
defended
I'm
him.
saying?
She
Which
said,
is
So if
crazy
she
to
can
me.
forgive, why can't you?
Yeah.
That's how I
Well,
look at it.
I'm not going to go based on her judgment on anything.
Hey,
Like,
once
that whole-
again, DFWRA does not condone domestic violence, but
Well,
I'm
yeah.
saying though, if she found in her heart to forgive him, why can't others though?
I do think they were too harsh on him. I think they took
I think because
really
it was on
Now,
tape.
I
It
do
was on
believe this
tape.
though. I do believe 2 games was not enough. I do
He
believe
probably
that.
should have missed.
I believe
half
he
a
should
season.
have. I say about what 8 games would have been good. That's half the season. That's fair because man, you knocked this girl out.
That's
Yeah.
not
And he
good
was
for
just
my
carrying around
fantasy
like a
football.
rag doll.
Yeah.
Yeah, Goodell got it wrong. He got it wrong. But half a season, hell, a year if you want. But don't strip him of his
Yeah.
livelihood,
Yeah.
man. Remember, he still has a family he has to provide for.
It's true.
And we don't think about that. Well,
Mm.
okay, well, we're going to switch gears real quick and we're going to talk about something that's a little interesting because we talked about this a couple weeks ago. Lecrae dropped an album, Anomaly, and it has taken over. What do y'all think about that? Because a couple of years ago, nobody knew him except Christians in the church.
I still
Like,
don't
in
know.
the
I
church.
still don't know him, but I know every time I hear the work, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Brittany's turned me on to all kinds of new stuff.
Yeah. Oh, but you've been on
Christian hip hop for a minute.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's crazy, and that's why I wanted to do the show originally.
Yeah.
Is I wanted to be able to promote, you know, the Christian. I don't want to say Christian music, but the more positive music that has an inspirational message. Because
Right.
people always say, "Well, we promote this and we listen to this because there ain't nothing else out there that sound good." Yes, it is.
Yeah.
You just have to research, really.
I thought it was really great. Like I thought it was awesome that he just like rose to the top like that.
Yeah, he was number one on the Billboard.
Lecrae is booming.
Yeah.
He's booming. I'm a hip hop head. Brittany has put me on the Christian hip hop, and yeah, I mean, there are some tracks, you know, I still decipher between 2, but
And he still hates them.
no, I don't.
You know what though?
No,
You know what, though?
don't
That-
say that. I don't hate him. I'm actually proud of this dude. I mean, he's
Not
home.
him,
He's
but-
homegrown. You know, he's from Dallas.
Oh, he's
Getting
from
there.
here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool
Went to
right there.
UNT. You know.
Your
Oh,
school.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Wow.
I'm proud of this dude.
He
This
need to
dude
come out there.
This dude has a whole movement. Saw him on the BET Cypher,
So
and he
he's
killed
getting
it.
he's getting nationwide recognition.
Like he
Like
was on the
world,
Breakfast
almost,
Club. He
yeah.
was on
Oh, that's
Jimmy
good.
Fallon. Like he's
and he promotes
hot.
positivity, so that's even
And it's
better.
yeah, and actually we have a clip from his interview on the Breakfast Club that I wanted to play and then kind of get you guys' feedback. He actually brought up a really, really good point that I'm really glad he brought up. Can we play that clip real quick?
For me, you know, and anybody who's not really like super informed on what I got going on, it's like, I think what I face is, it's in a weird way, like a discriminatory battle. You know what I mean? So it's like, almost like, I'm not saying it's likened to the civil rights movement, but it's discriminatory because the stigma that you have when you say, "Oh, I'm a Christian," you know, people automatically have a presupposition of what you're about, what you're going to talk about,
Absolutely.
blah, blah, blah,
Think
blah,
you're
blah.
super righteous, think you're preaching.
All that. And it's like, you know, and then you know, if it's like, well, wait, he got a song with Big Crit. What are you doing?
Right.
How does this work?
Yeah, I feel you.
And so, man, I'm being me. You know what I mean? I'm probably a lot more like everybody else than they imagine, but you know, God changed me and I'm just I'm being me.
Do you think that if you do something with people that people say is quote unquote ratchet, do you feel like, oh, he's not being real, he's not real? They expect you to be so super righteous?
Yeah, I mean, I've been trying to break down that stereotype though, because at the end of the day, like, it's Jesus you should follow, not Lecrae. Like, I'm not the standard. You know what I mean? Not to say that's an excuse for me to do whatever I want to do, but you know, I'm not trying to be a picture of perfection. I'm trying to show people, like, man, I'm in this because I'm not perfect, and I need somebody to change me, not because I'm.
So listening to the interview, they were just kind of talking about how he's portrayed in hip hop, being a Christian artist. And like he said, I'm a Christian that's a hip hop artist. And as soon as you say something about being a Christian, now all of a sudden everybody's trying to say you're, you know, they put you in a box. They put you in that churchy, over religious, oh, now you're a square. And I'm glad that he addressed that on such a platform, because that's what we all should be doing, is showing that even though you're a Christian, you're still human.
Right.
Like, you're just a human being that now has a savior. Like, you're still the same person that still eats the same food. You still probably, you know, like, do the same thing still, whatever it is. Like, I don't know why people think, oh, Christian, oh, okay. Can't say this around her now.
I think it's because people are waiting for you to slip up, or, you know, and then
but I'm gonna slip up,
and then say, "Oh, you're a Christian.
Well,
you
you're
slipped
human.
up."
That's what I say.
Exactly.
I don't care if you're a Christian or not. You still made of flesh, man. You're still human.
Yeah,
people
still
gonna
have the
make
same
their
desires.
mistakes.
It's just that you have a savior now, so when you have that slip up, you can go say, "Daddy, I messed up. I'm sorry. Help me." And he's gonna actually hold your hand and try to help you to not keep making the same mistake. That's the only difference. You have a savior. It's not, the burden is not on you anymore. It's on him. It's the only difference.
Yeah.
So, what did y'all think about the interview, and what do y'all think about, like, his success? Like,
his success is amazing. Like, it's, I don't know, it's surprising to me. Young black dude, Christian. Like I said earlier, he was on the BET Cypher. Like, you're around all this secular, you know, artists or whatever, talking about, you know, their women, guns, drugs, and then you come in with a Bible verse.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of crazy, but it's still cool. It's still artistic. Yeah. It's dope overall. Like, I don't know.
And what was cool, like, he actually brought up another point in the interview, and I hate to plug somebody else's show, but it's a really good interview, and I think you guys should go listen to that interview. You can probably view it on YouTube, The Breakfast Club and Lecrae. He actually brought up a good point. He was like, a lot of people have a lot to say about me collabing with other artists. Like, I don't know these people, like Big Chris, Big Sean.
Big Crit.
Oh, he collabed with Crit?
Yeah, he did a song with Crit.
So I don't know what that is, but he made a point. He was like, what y'all don't know is a lot of times, I don't know these people. Big Cheese, I don't know.
You gotta know who Big Sean is, though.
Big Sean.
No.
You really don't listen to that other side, huh?
I listen to Korean pop and stuff like that.
Okay, never mind. You don't know who Big Sean is.
Exactly. I don't know these people.
That's cool.
I know some pop music, but I mean, but yeah, so he was saying he collabs with them, and a lot of times those guys will give him a call because they have questions about, you know, getting their walk together and stuff. And so while we're being fed all of this music about popping Molly and, you know, all this stuff, really those guys that are putting that music out do not want to be in that lifestyle. They are trying to transition out of it, but they know that you're going to pay your money.
Yep, to hear it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a good interview. Well, are you guys curious to hear the new single that he has, All I Need Is You?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's do it. Let's go.
Alrighty, well, let's go ahead and play Lecrae, and then when we come back, we're going to get into some good, juicy information with Jackie from Push UNT.
In my time zone when my mind's gone and I'm flying home and I'm stressed out and I'm tempted to get that styrofoam and go pull it up, but you know what's up and you know that ain't gon' solve nothing. I mean, Lord forbid I might fall or something and I'm all another, cause all I need is you to hold me down like bench straps to the psych ward. It's killing me, but you still with me when I fight hard. And you digging me when I'm egging you. Deal with me when my car's pulled. Could've dealt with me, but you fell for me before I fell for you. Keep me on that right path and the right math. Is you plus nothing's everything. You my everything. Sing. You ain't gotta question my allegiance, cause the way you love me, I could never leave. I need you.
By my side, thick and thin, highs and lows, don't let go. We gon' ride, we gon' win, don't know how. All I know, you, all I ever needed. You, all I ever needed. You, all I ever needed. You, all I ever needed.
How did I fall in this? No condition to get a mention, but you offer this unconditional love. I swear I sell it all for this. Trying to keep it together, forget my awkwardness. But often it's just you and me off in this valley of shadows, and I know they trying to pick me off in this, but all I need is you. It's funny just how off I get when I ain't riding with you. No adjectives for your awesomeness. They burning one for that burnout. This life done got them all turned out. Took time out to put time in, so I turn to you when I want out. Need is you. You slow me down cause you know me now, but my phone is smiling. I'm acting like it's all copacetic. It's so pathetic, so juvenile. Know what you do? You keep me cool in the summer when they be dressing less and I be wanting to show off and stunt. But there ain't nothing to want. You give me all that I need. All I need is you to keep that fire burning for me. All I need is you.
By my side, thick and thin, highs and lows, don't let go. We gon' ride, we gon' win, don't know how, all I know. You, all I ever needed. You're all I ever needed. You, all I ever needed. You're all I ever needed.
Ain't nobody gon' get in the way. Put that on my money in the bank. Cause you do what the mothers can't. And I love that, yeah. We gon' ride till the wheels fall off. Above it all, we can never fall, yeah. Hold my hand, we can have it all. Hold my hand, we can have it all.
By my side, thick and thin, highs and lows, don't let go. We gon' ride, we gon' win, don't know how, all I know. You, all I ever needed. You're all I ever needed. All I ever needed. All I ever needed. You're all I ever needed.
You always fill me up when I'm feeling down. You always make it better for me somehow. All I need is you. Cause all I need is you. All I need is all I need is all I need is you.
Welcome back to Pretty Girl Talk Radio. Make sure you guys are following us on Twitter at PGT Radio. And this show is about touching, energizing, and connecting, which is what we're about to do now. I want to introduce our guest. I'm going to give you a good introduction because you are a living testimony. Like, guys, the things that this guy has been through, it's amazing to see what his character is like. You are the epitome of a testimony and a success story. So he's the president of PUSH, which is an organization. It's Persevering Until Success Happens.
Right.
And you went from the foster care system to becoming an advocate. Let's welcome Jackie Davis.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Appreciate it. Yeah. I grew up in care. Basically, my mom and my dad were alcoholics. They did drugs and they were neglectful. And so CPS basically took us at 18 months old and put us in foster care. My siblings, at the time it was 5 of us. We were all separated. My oldest 3 got adopted pretty soon, and then my brother, who was the youngest at the time, he got adopted. And I went through the system. I went through 6 foster homes before age of 5. Some of those homes broke down because abuse, neglect, and then some of them because of my level. Like in care, you have like levels where it's like basic care, therapeutic, and then specialized care. And so, of course, I had started going through a lot of problems and stuff like that, behaviors and things like that. And so, I was supposed to be adopted. Like, you know, they asked me if I would like to be adopted. And I said, yeah, you know, because I was.
At what age did
this
they
was like 5. You know, I'm naive.
They actually asked you at that age?
Yeah. You know, they have that conversation, you know. And, you know, you're kind of naive and you're like, I don't want to move around no more, you know, and things like that. And so I was like, yeah. And so they actually sent me to a home in Houston, Texas, and I was adopted by that family. And everything was good, you know, in the beginning. And then all of a sudden, things began to change. Like my behavior became like really bizarre, and I started wetting the bed like every day. And the family didn't like that. And so
was it something that like, and I hate to interrupt you.
No, you good. Yeah.
But was it something that you were aware of?
Yeah, I knew that I would wet the bed all the time. But what they fail to understand is the trauma that I had already been through.
Yeah.
Like, and that was the reason why, and a lot of times I would try to stay up at night, like all night if I could, just so I wouldn't wet the bed.
So what were some of the things you had gone through up until that point? Because I know you said you had been through trauma, and I know you were instituted in the foster care system at the age of 18 months. So at what point did you realize that you were different from other kids that lived in the home with their mom and their dad?
Really, I knew when I was about 4, but I didn't really comprehend it, but it wasn't until I got adopted at 5 that I realized, like, I don't have a family. Like, I don't have anybody. Like, I don't belong anywhere. And then that's when I kind of start questioning, like, where is my mother and my father, and who are they? Because I've never seen them. I didn't remember them. I didn't remember their faces or anything like that. And so at that time, that's when life really started. It began for me, and as far as memory, like, and trying to figure out, like, who am I? And then to be with a family who abuses you, doesn't make it any better. And especially, it was supposed to be my forever home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I remember having 2 sisters, and they would get me in trouble, like, all the time. Like, I thought I was happy to be I was the youngest kid in the house, but I was always in trouble. Like, they would always like, oh, he's doing this, or he's in my room messing with things. And then the fact that I wet the bed, and then I had this, like, really bizarre behavior. And
so it would be like really minor kiddie stuff, just.
Yeah, but then my behavior, I guess they would get, like, frustrated with me, like,
frustrated, and it's probably daily.
It was everyday thing, like,
so they just blew it out of proportion.
Yeah, and then so they just started isolating me, like, like we would do family events, like, say they was watching a movie in the living room, they would make me go to the back room and sit in the dark. You know what I mean? For hours at a time, locked in closets. And then they tried to, like, break me from wetting the bed, which was really crazy, like, because they would try to make me change my sheets and wash it, all that, things like that. But
at the age of, like, 5, 6?
Yeah. They would have me wipe it down, change my sheets, and then, but, like, they did, like, these little things, like, they would make me go in the living room, hold my arms out, and make me spin around in circles. Like, it's, and I would get dizzy.
It sounds weird, but I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
And then they would say, I'm not going fast enough. And so what they do is they grab my arms. And you know how you swing kids around?
Yeah. Yep.
But my feet would be, like,
in the
almost,
air. You're 5 years old.
Yeah. And we used to have, like, the sliding door, like, this big glass sliding door. And it was like, it'll go to the backyard. And I just remember, like, the force and gravity just pulling me, like, away from her, in her hands. And just believing, like, she's going to let go of me, and I'm going to go out this window. Yeah, And so, I mean, it was just really crazy. And I think what really kind of took the cake was, like, one day, the adoptive mother had called me into the living room. She knew that I peed the bed and stuff, and she was upset with me. And she grabbed a trash bag out of the counter, and she said, "Come here." And she just grabbed me by my neck, and she, like, stuffed me in this trash bag. And she, like, tied me up and in the bag, and she had the attic down, like the ladder, and she tried to put me in the attic. And this is where, like, my faith comes in, because even though I was going through a lot of that, we was going to church. These were church folks, And
these were black. This is a black family.
This is a black family,
okay.
Yeah. Okay. And we would go to church, and I always remember, like, the Sunday school teacher always telling, if you ever have any problems, call Jesus. Like, and I love Jesus, you know what I mean? I really did. And as I was going up the ladder, I was almost to the very end of it. Like, I'm sitting here struggling. Like, I can't breathe. I'm struggling, and they're pushing me up here, and I just like, Jesus, that's the only thing that came to my mouth. And after that, I don't know what happened. Like, I felt like it was kind of like an outside experience. Like, I was at peace. Like, it was almost like I just left my body for a second. I saw what was going on, but I was in total peace. Like, it was really crazy. And all of a sudden, I just started pushing back, like, down this ladder, like, pushing her back, and I'm 5, I'm a little scrawny little thing, and I'm pushing her back. I'm like, bam, like, we're going all the way down the stairs, and I finally, like, break out of the bag by the time I'm at the end of the stairs. And I end up they end up calling my caseworker and stuff and told them that they didn't want me anymore.
That probably was a relief to you, huh?
It was, but it was traumatizing at the same time because I didn't want to leave. Like, this was supposed to be my family.
Wanted.
Yeah,
so was
I wanted
it like
to
that
be
mental
wanted.
thing, like when people get kidnapped, and then after a while they start kind of gravitating towards the kidnapper. It's like a mental thing. So you feel like this is my family, though.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was my family.
And plus, you were only 5-6 years old, so
Yeah.
you still had a kid's mind.
Exactly. Yeah. And then I had these attachment issues, but I fought that. Like, I wanted to be with them even though they abused me. Wow. You know what I mean? Because I wanted that stability, because I knew going back into the foster care system, I'm going to move around.
At that young age, you knew, huh?
Yeah,
That
That's
pattern.
crazy.
Yeah,
Wow.
And after that, I mean, I just went nuts. Like, I went to another foster home, the next one I went to, and it was even worse. Like, I got there, and matter of fact, when I got there, I didn't even unpack my bags for like 2 weeks because I thought I was going to be moving again.
You just
It was
knew
that bad, huh?
something was going to change.
Yeah, and then see, like, when kids are that young, like, you kind of have an attachment to your caseworker, because that's the only consistent figure in
And
your
that's the
life.
person doesn't harm you, doesn't hurt you.
Yeah, they're usually looking out for you for the most part. I mean, most of them, I can't
what
say
kind
all
of background checks do they do on these families, though?
That's the thing. Like, they're really basic, honestly. And I think things have changed. The laws has changed now. But I've always believed that foster parents should take psychologicals just like we have to.
I guess what I want to know
You know what
is
I mean?
what benefits are these families getting?
Oh, they get money.
Oh, the money.
Yeah, they get money.
So
they get paid.
Yeah,
so
they get paid.
Adopt a child, do X, Y, and Z to them or whatever for a check?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They don't have to work.
Yeah.
Because my son, his grandmother does it. And she has like 15 kids.
Yeah.
Range from 18 to like 4.
Mm-hmm.
And she got money.
Okay.
And the sad part is, I'm not saying her. People do it for the money.
Yeah.
Okay.
And these kids,
I've heard people brag about it.
These kids run away, come back. They provide vehicles for the family.
Okay.
It's
I didn't
a lot
understand
of,
those.
man, it's so much money involved, man. It's a lot
And their
of money
education
involved.
is free, but we'll get into all that
Well,
later.
I mean, yeah.
We'll get back in because I want to hear more about your story.
But whenever I went back into the system, I just been like, everything just went like, I just lost it. Like, you know what I mean? I became violent to kids, and at school, I was always in trouble at school. Like, I was always in trouble.
But that was
like,
that was a product of your environment, though, what you've been through.
Yeah, and I learned that, when you're angry at somebody, you hurt them. You know what I mean? Because they was always angry at me. And at the time, the home that I was in, I mean, they would beat me. Like they would beat me. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, they beat me with extension cords. I mean, like, anything that they could get their hands on, they would beat me. And see, I still wet the bed there too. And so they tried to break the habit. And so what they did was they used to make me sleep in the bathtub. Because, like, if you're gonna pee in my bed and we have to change it every day, then you might as well sleep in the bathtub. All that can just drain into the drain. You know what I mean? And it just mess you up, and so you don't know who to trust. And by that time, I had trust issues with adults because they kept coming in and out of my life, and they were so inconsistent. Like, you would meet one person, they make promises to you, they'll leave, and they'll never come back and show up again, and this is just went on and on and on. And I went through like several different homes. One of the other homes, well, in this home too, I had experienced death. Like, one of the siblings, like, we was outside sweeping the driveway, and one of my siblings, one of my foster care siblings, we was outside, we was having fun. Like, it was like a good day. It was a good day. They told us to go outside, sweep the driveway, clean it up. So we did, and we was like singing, playing, bam, just getting it. And all of a sudden, she had a seizure. And she just hit the ground, and she hit her head, and like, she just didn't move no more. Like, and I was like shocked. Like, I was like, oh my gosh.
Like, just all of a sudden as you got the plan.
Like, and so she ended up passing away that same day. And all I could think about is, like, I bring grief to people. I don't bring everywhere I go. I even kill people. Like, I caused death upon people.
That's crazy.
Like, and so my self-image was really bad, and I ended up trying to kill myself. I ended up taking pills. Like I did, I overdosed on these medication that one of the kids was taking. And I was just looking in the mirror, and I could just hear like the devil just like saying like, you ain't gonna never be nothing.
And how old were you?
I was like 7 at the time.
Wow, and you tried to commit suicide at 7.
Mm-hmm. And so I just.
Well, tell me, did you know what you were doing at the?
Yeah, I knew what. See, that's the funny part, because I knew what I was doing, but
like you knew if you chew all these pills.
Yeah, I knew like if I take all these pills, I knew that wasn't good.
You just wanted to end all the pain.
I wanted to end it. I wanted to numb it. I wanted to get rid of it.
And another thing about the wet in the bed, I think that came from fear.
Yeah.
Unknowing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And I was scared of the dark.
Yeah.
Like I was like,
they never put 2 and 2 together. It's a psychological thing sometimes as well. The fear, the not knowing. They never could have broke you.
Yeah.
A simple hug or I love
you. They should have
like,
reversed that, like you said, and made him feel like it's okay. We're gonna get through this, and I bet you the results they wanted would have happened opposed to doing it the other way around.
Yeah, I mean, and the crazy part about that, the bathroom was like right there. Like it was always like I could just a couple
and
steps.
When you tell this story, you see it, don't you? You see
I
it
do.
all over again.
Oh yeah, I do, man. I do. But like I had to say, like through all of that, I had a CASA. It's called a Court Appointed Special Advocate, and basically they work along with Child Protective Services, and they're a voice for the child. So they go to the court and talk about the needs and things like that, So, and so they're like really on your side, and they really try to get to know you and stuff. And I had one, and she was phenomenal, and like to me, like she was my saving grace. And I talk about her all the time. I go around, I do these conferences and stuff like that, and I end up actually finding her family on Facebook yesterday, which was really awesome because I've been looking for years, like, which is really awesome. So I'm going to try to just continue to reach out to them.
How many years has it been since you've seen her?
Oh, my gosh. She left. I want to say she left around when I was like 8.
Oh, so to see her, you just trip out.
Oh, man.
So was she there for you like when you tried to commit suicide? Because what happened with that?
I end up waking up in the hospital. The doctor was like, man, you're lucky to be alive. And so, they had to pump my stomach and stuff like that. And I was actually, after that, I was taken to Children's Medical Center, to the psychiatric ward.
I was thinking.
Yeah, and I stayed there for.
This is a child.
Yeah.
It's like you're talking about
like
an
7
adult.
years old.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like he's talking about a grown person.
Yeah.
Well, his experiences are grown.
Yeah.
Really grown. So.
And so I was there, and let me tell you about that. At the hospital, I just felt like there was so much peace there.
Yeah.
Like it was crazy. Like it was so much peace. The nurses were like phenomenal.
Especially being at Children's, all this kiddie stuff.
Like, I mean, it was like heaven.
Everybody,
can I stay here?
Yeah, I wanted to. I did not want to leave.
Children's is like a big McDonald's.
Yeah,
it's kind of cool there.
Well, because everybody they're there to help you, make you feel comfortable, and they're positive.
Yeah,
and you're not accustomed to that.
And they have the training and the knowledge to know how to deal with
the toys and the cartoons.
Yeah, and the cartoons. Yeah,
And
I remember sitting in.
Life was good, huh?
Yeah, we had
Don't
a big
pass
old
that
TV.
up.
Like, I mean, we watched movies. I could run down the hall with a big old dump truck and like, like it was amazing. And I remember like whenever I used the restroom on myself, like I think it was like the first or second day that I was there, I used the bathroom or wet the bed, and the nurse came in and she's like, "I see you had an accident." And I started kind of flinching up.
You already jumped back into what you were familiar with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, they're going to beat me. Like, and I was really thinking like she was going to be so upset with me and hurt me, but she's like, oh, no. It's okay. It's okay. You know what? Don't even worry about it. I'm going to change your sheets. Go take a shower. Change clothes. I'm going to have your clothes out. I mean, it was just like, wow.
There is
like,
another side of life, huh?
Yeah. And so it was really amazing. Like, and so I had like, through all of the things I've been through, I've had good people there, like at times, like, like with my CASA, she always, in her presence, it was like she was always happy to see me. It was like she just saw something in me and she was just so happy. And I couldn't understand that. Like I was really confused because I was like, if she is so happy to see me, why isn't everybody else like that? You know what I mean? And we was at the time we had I had one of my foster brothers. Was in another home, and I actually had a brother, and he really just made my life worth living for too, because it was the first time that I was with somebody who was knowledgeable about the pain.
This is an older brother.
Yeah, he was older.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. We wasn't blood. You know, he was just another kid.
But he cared for you. He didn't hurt you.
Yeah, like he would protect me. Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
But we would talk about all kind of stuff, like all
he
the
had
stuff
been through
that
some of the stuff you've been through. Okay, so you had someone you could relate to.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
and so it was,
Gotcha.
and we would just turn all the kind of stuff and like, you know, all that negativity into something good, you know. And so basically, like, you know, I ended up getting adopted again at age 13. I was asked.
Well, I want to take our time and go through that.
Okay.
So
all right.
Let's hold that. Let's take a quick music break. We're going to listen to Natalie Lauren, Pills and Potions. It's a little remix. And we're going to come right back in, because that's like, honestly, like the peak of the entire story.
Are you sure? I like his story.
No, yeah. No, like that's the peak. Like it just changes everything. So, okay, let's get into Pills and Potions.
All right, let's go.
Pills and potions, we're all just coping with life as we know it, but still. Pills and potions, we're overdosing. Angry, but I still love, 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 I still love. I still love, 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 I still love. Yeah, we all got a sweet tooth, put the candy on our tongue. We never really mean to, but it makes us feel numb. And I'm sure it does make you feel good in the moment, good in the moment. Is it everything that you wanted? Everything you wanted? The Vicens and Vixens, Bisons or binges, we're all addicted to pills and potions. We're all just coping with life as we know it, but still. Oh, pills and potions, we're overdosed. Angry, but still, I still love, 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 I still love you, I do. I still love, I still love, I still love, I still love, still love, still love you, I do, you, I do. She broke her wrist over the winter, the casket.
Okay, we're back with Pretty Girl Talking. We actually just want to jump back in. So we want to kind of recap. If you're just tuning in, we have Jackie Davis. He's the president of PUSH. It's an organization, and the acronym is Persevere Until Success Happens.
Right.
It's an organization that's based at UNT, and he's giving us his testimony. So let's get back in. You went through the abuse. You were adopted. You were actually put in the foster care system at 18 months. You went through a lot of abuse. Which, guys, if you didn't catch that, you're going to have to rewind.
Yeah.
And so, at the age of 13, tell us how the whole adoption happened, your final adoption.
Well, they asked me, they was like, hey, Jackie, what do you think about adoption again? You know, because I needed stability. You know, I was still having a lot of problems and stuff like that in school and grades and stuff. And at the time, I had a good foster parent. Like, I mean, she was the only one that I truly respect, you know, and big shout out to her, Mimi. And and they asked me would I want to be adopted again. You know, I said nah, heck no. Like, you know, like I never want to go through that again.
This is at age 13, right?
Yeah. Well, this was around like 12, going on 13, and but I ended up saying yes. Like, you know, and what they did was actually they gave me a trial period with the family, and so that was like a way for me to get to know them and stuff. And before they even did that, the family sent me a video of everybody in the family, like the whole, like cousins, uncles, the whole, a family. Like I've never really saw the whole family. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and being a part of that. And so that was like really awesome. They all introduced themselves and they was like, I can't wait till you get here. Like, you know, we love you already. And I mean, it was really amazing.
So how'd you pick that family?
Well, I didn't really pick the family. I have to tell you this. Okay, this is really important because I'm going to show you how God works. There was a family that was trying to adopt me. And so my foster parent, I was with my caseworker. My caseworker came and got me. And I had to go to the CPS office. When I got to the CPS office, they was doing an interview with the family that wanted to adopt me. And they said, well, Jackie, you can't be a part of this meeting. So we're going to take you to this office and we're going to let you stay there until it's over with. So I go into this office and they was like, hey, Alicia, can you watch Jackie? And this woman looks up.
And how old were you?
I'm about 12.
Okay.
Yeah. She looks up and she just starts crying. Like, she is like hysterical. And she's just running up to me and she's just hugging me. She's like, oh my God, Jackie, I've been wanting you since like you was 8 years old. Like, you have just, oh my gosh. I mean, and she was like pulling me and like, here, I'm going to show you pictures of my family. Like, we've been wanting to adopt you. Like, this is serious, you know? And I was like, wow, like amazed that she was happy about me being there. Like, you know, and she was just showing me all these family pictures and stuff. And so what happened was, like, I ended up leaving and I ended up telling my caseworker that, like, she was really pretty. Like, she was a beautiful lady, you know? And so come to find out, that lady that I thought was crazy, she ended up pursuing my adoption. So the interview that they did with the person that was adopting me, was trying to adopt me. They didn't want that person to adopt me. Matter of fact, my foster mom said if CPS allows that woman to adopt me, that she would file a lawsuit against the state. She's like, that lady's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but the woman that in the office, she worked in the adoption unit. She ended up quitting her job to adopt me. And so I got adopted, and it's a wonderful family. Like, shout out to the Davis family. Like, you know, just a really supportive family, really loving, supporting family. And so I think if it wasn't for them, and adoption wasn't easy. Like, you know, I don't want to put it out there like it was happily ever after, you know, but it was what I needed, you know, and I learned to grow and love them, you know, and I learned a lot about myself and who I was and what I really meant to them. And so I ended up going to school. I went to Tarrant County.
That's right, which is where I met you.
Yeah, where we met. I don't even know. I can't even remember how.
I remember how we met. I started that little Union for Cultural Diversity group, and then I walked up to you and was like, "Hey, you want to join our group?"
Yeah,
like,
that's
people
right.
that's not.
Yeah,
that's not like, you know, like people that are like diverse cultures.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah, and so
I think you were on the board too, because we did like the little cookout.
Oh yeah, we did. Yeah, Man, that was back. That was way back. Yes. And so, and I ended up graduating from there, and I went to UNT, and actually I wasn't going to go to UNT. I thought my associates was good enough, but I ended up going to UNT, and I've just been able to do some phenomenal things there. I've connected with some good people, and I actually had written my story out, and I had met a friend there, and she ended up saying like, hey, can I share your story with a woman named Brenda Sweeten? And so I was like, yeah, that's fine, you know. And so after she shared the story with her, she wanted to meet with me, and she was like, I told her my story, and she's like, how would you like to be a part of a program, you know, for UNT? And I was like, yeah, I would love to, like, you know, to help other kids in care. Like, I've always wanted to do that, you know.
But she didn't know your story though, huh?
She did know my story. Okay. Well, we was in the meeting and I had told her.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And so we ended up putting together, rather than a program, we ended up putting together an organization, because they told us we need to start an organization first. Now that organization has grown phenomenal. Like, I mean, it's been a grassroots effort to the program that we actually do have now. So we have a organization, and we have a program that support foster care alumni on campus at UNT. And we are like we reach out to other kids that have been in foster care, and I mean, we are like family. Like, really? I mean, it's like a family on campus. There's an understanding. Yeah, because a lot of kids that are going to university, there's only the numbers of kids that have been in foster care that actually graduate 4-year degree is 2%. 2%.
Wow.
Yeah. And so that was part of the reason why we wanted this organization, to kind of promote education and to even help those kids that are in the system or that's on our campus to graduate, you know. And so it's been really great, and it's just opened so many doors. So I'm out speaking about my life to different people and different populations, and talking to kids in care and motivating them, and talking to people who advocate for kids and educating them and bringing awareness of how you properly advocate for a child and some of the things that sometimes we kind of look over that is important, you know. So I mean, it's been like a ride, man.
That's good.
It's been really great.
You feel like you can connect. The kids have someone they can connect with and relate to.
Yeah,
come
definitely.
And talk to about, you know, because you've been there.
Yeah,
Cool.
definitely. And you know, like when I was growing up in care, I didn't know anybody successful that had been in foster care.
Right.
You didn't have that image. Like I want to be like such and such, you know. And we never had that. As a matter of fact, our mentality was we was never going to be anything in the first place, because we had always been told like we was just another kid in foster care.
That's why I say when they treat you like a throwaway, you act like a throwaway.
You really do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's hard to break that mind, that cycle.
Especially when you go from one family and it's the same mentality.
Because you never have a steady home.
Yeah.
But I mean, even if he did have a steady home, it was the same mentality that he's a throwaway.
Yeah.
True.
You know what I'm saying? They treat you like trash. I mean, you said he put you in a trash bag.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And not unpacking for 2 weeks.
A lot of kids do that.
Really?
Like,
that's the norm.
Yeah, that's the norm in care. Like, because you don't know. Like, you really don't know what tomorrow is going to be like. They can say, you know what, we found another home, you know, or the foster parents say, come and get this kid. I don't want him anymore. Like, you know, he has too many behavior problems, whatever the case may be. And they'll just pack your stuff. We got to go.
Well, give us some information on how our listeners can support the PUSH organization.
You can go to Facebook. It's www.facebook.com/UNTPush. Also, we're on Twitter at UNTPush. And if you have any questions or anything like that, you can email me, Jackie Davis at gmail.com, JackieDavis817 @gmail.com. And for any of those kids that are in care, if you've been in care, you know somebody that's been in care, you know, they just want to reach out to somebody, you know, that's been where they've been, email me. You can call me, 214-552-9709. Text me, whatever the case may be. But and I can give y'all more information about the stuff that we do at UNT at PUSH. And
it sounds like a really good program.
It is, man. Wow. It's really powerful, man.
Well, we definitely, and I want to throw out your website. It's IamJackieDavis.com.
Yes.
So guys, make sure you go check it out. It has actually like pictures and articles from your childhood. Like it's really interesting. So in our motivational corner, real quick, we're gonna pump back up that Natalie Lauren Pills and Potions to underscore, but okay. I want you to give like a 60-second message to the kid that was Jackie Davis at the age of 7. What would you say to them if you could talk back to yourself at that age? What would you tell yourself to let yourself know it'll be okay?
All right.
Well, never mind on that, Natalie. We'll just have you speak.
All right. For all of those Jackie Davises out there, I think I would just want to let you know that that the things that you're going through, you have to remember that God has created you for a purpose and for a reason. And regardless of how many people mistreat you, put you down, God is still in your corner. You know, and you got to believe in yourself and believe in who you are and not listen to all the negative things. And one of the things I think that helped me the most is just being around people who were positive, and I held on to those messages that they gave me. You know, even in the darkest times of my life, I held on to those and like thinking about what would they do or what would they say. You know, regardless of all the things that you've been through, God is giving you purpose, you know, and you can take all that pain and you can help somebody else, because there's somebody else that's in your situation and you can be a hero to them, and you can mentor them. You can give them advice. You can go out and do what I'm doing, as well as other kids that are in care that's made it through the system successfully, and go out and train people and teach awareness and do something great with your life. So you don't have to limit yourself to to what people say and what people do, do to you. You can be very successful. And that's what I would say to them,
Well, you know what? We thank you so much. Your story is so inspiring.
Yeah.
So inspiring. And so definitely we're going to support your push effort.
Yes.
Make sure you guys check them out. You can go on the UNT website, look for push, persevere until success happens, which I love that. And I actually want to use that for a lot of stuff. That's awesome. Thank you so much.
To succeed, man,
and just looking at your character, God is so good. That's all I can say. God is so good.
He's amazing. And I'm just enjoying him,
We can tell you're so pleasant. I've never seen him upset. Wow. You are pleasant. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We definitely have to have you back in. When you guys are doing an event, let us know. We'll support everything definitely. You do, okay?
Yes, please.
Alrighty. Well, thank you guys for joining us. You're listening to Pretty Girl Talk Radio. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at PGT Radio with your comments, your questions, or just to chit chat about what we talked about today. We look forward to speaking with you next time. Annyeonghaseyo. This is Miss Britt.
It's International Jonas.
This is Jackie Davis.
T. Jones.
All right, y'all have a blessed one.